had too much baggage, unpacked trauma, a whole bunch of fear that I didn't even realize I was operating out. It's not really productive, you know.
Did you take therapy for this? You going
Of
through
sorts.
It? Of sorts?
Yeah.
What's of sorts? Break that down.
Well, I do have a professional that I speak to. But it's more conversational than, you know.
Therapeutic. And take this medication?
Yeah, there's none of that. No.
Okay.
But I'm in perpetual therapy because, you know, I kind of strong on my guys, you know, and they're like, fam, like, we hear you, but hey, you might want to go talk to somebody about that. Like,
right.
you know, I'm talking to you. Like, I trust you.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, but this is out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Go talk to a professional.
But I'm like, no, you're perfect because I don't like talking to people. But clearly, I feel comfortable telling you about this. And just talking about it helps me. You know?
Right.
The
There's
weight,
one of them over there. Actually, two of them. It's her.
the weight of having to.
And it's her idea that I should start talking to you guys about it. I'm like, no, I don't want to.
Well,
You're
she's
doing a
smart.
great job, though. You're doing a great job.
She's smart. She's smart as hell.
Yeah, I know. That's why.
She's dumb.
That's why
smart.
she's there.
It's the weight of handling those kind of conversations that lands different. That will have me telling you to go talk to someone else.
Well, so there's something that should be said. And I don't know whether it's known or not, but there's something that should be said about the concept of insecurity. It's not just the way I think about myself and I have low self-esteem and poor self-image. These are elements of that, but it also bears out. It also bears out to, you know, outside of us. It's also, I don't trust you. I don't know who you are. I don't want to, you know, volunteer information that could potentially be used against me. I don't care how much help I need. Nah, I keep it to myself until I figure it out. Because I would rather suffer in silence than give you ammo.
I think we all think like that, though. I think everybody
to a
thinks
certain
like that.
extent.
To a
Right.
certain
So when I'm in a group of people where I do feel comfortable with, it's not a matter of you being equipped, you know, to actually help me. It's a matter of you being someone that I'm comfortable with confiding in. That I don't feel like you're going to use this against me. That within itself is helpful.
Yeah, sure. Having that safe space.
Yeah, I hate that term, but okay. It's so overly used.
But you know, if you're going to use it against you.
Yeah, everybody's a freaking mental health professional now.
I think,
That's not what's directed towards
no, I
you,
know,
my bad. I didn't want
know, I know. But I think that in the terms of getting actual therapy, I think it is necessary to,
No,
to
totally.
speak to professionals.
Totally, but you gotta get the patient to the help though.
Right.
You know, and that's a journey within itself because you can't imagine what kind of barriers, you know, are, you know, preventing them from being even willing,
Right.
you know, to that degree. It's like, I'm sure a junkie want help, but that shit got him in a choke.
Right.
And it's not as simple as, well, go to it. Sounds great.
But when it becomes something that other people can see and you don't see yourself.
No, all of that is fine. But the key thing about what you just said is I can't see it myself. So I'm only going to operate according to my perception. Because it gets to a point where I hear you, I feel you, but that only resonates with me, but so far.
Right. Well, I can say you've had a successful music career, continue to have one. You've made it from, you know, circumstances that not many people can boast of.
Right.
You are listed amongst the exceptional when it comes to creating music.
Right.
Yet the first hour of this conversation was spent on how down you felt.
Oh.
And not an acknowledgement of where you grew to. You understand what I'm saying?
Because that's my, like, those are my challenges, and that's my everyday.
But that's something that you can change. See, that's
Well,
your
no, well,
subconscious.
no,
Your
no,
subconscious
you're right.
is kind of like, it's like a bucket of water, right? And you put your hand and you spin the water around and take it out. What's the water doing? It's still spinning.
Okay.
So when you rehearse those things, that's the water still spinning until you cut the current and you start to acknowledge all the great things that will uplift your spirit, that'll make you more open, that'll open up those pathways for you to be more creative.
Yeah, and I hear you. But it's not that those things aren't happening. That we just didn't get to it. As a matter of fact, I don't know how who's going. God bless the editor, because we touched on a lot of things that we didn't finish. There's a lot of open-ended topics that we never resolved.
Right.
Because there's so much, and I don't talk about these things a lot unless I'm in circumstances when I do. There's too much to cover. So, but these are the things that are at the forefront that I'm going to talk about the most, because I'm actively working on these things.
Right.
I'm actively processing. I'm actively healing. I'm actively discerning. I'm actively becoming aware. I'm actively workshopping. I'm actively making progress. So I didn't mean for it to come across, as a downer, because that's not how it is for me. Right. It's almost like a status report of how I'm doing. These just happen to be all the things that I'm managing at the same time.
Right.
Along with parenting, along with archiving the timeline of music, along with still trying to be present and put out new shit, along with receiving the flowers that people keep throwing at me. It's all happening all at once. It's just a matter of what are we getting to?
I didn't hear a relationship in there.
Okay. God damn it. I thought I was gonna get there.
Yeah, all these love songs,
actively
man, you ain't got a
working
boo?
on right now.
Good on Mac. Yeah.
That's actively.
I'm sure you didn't.
I'm sure I didn't too.
All right. Let us move on. So, I actually wrote a book. Funny enough, on relationships.
You wrote a book on relationships?
This is like years ago. I think
What
it
was
was
the
like
name of the book?
143 Love According to Music.
What's the 143 stand for?
I love you.
Thank you.
Oh, I never knew that.
It's okay.
It's a song on one of the.
It's okay.
143.
Oh, have I changed my perspective on a few things since that book? Because that book was coming from a conceptually optimistic, point of view.
So you're saying you're pessimistic now?
No. I hope I'm not.
It's a tinge.
I'm a little more realistic. Yeah. So it's not to say that the things in the book are, not right, or I don't feel the same way, or they're irrelevant, or outdated, or nothing like that. No, there's still, I believe, I stand by it. There's just different levels to it, because you have to take into account that this were the ramblings of, of a person who doesn't really have an extensive romantic timeline,
Why is that?
Because I'm the guy that don't sing for pennies.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
that's crazy.
So you're saying the book is mostly based off of an optimistic perspective because you didn't have that relationship education.
It was
prior. You
yes,
wasn't
but
in a lot of relationships. So you still seen it at that time in a way where it's like, oh, everything could be good and everything could be positive.
What you're saying, but it's kind of like the other way around. Yeah. It's because I didn't have an extensive relationship timeline that the book was.
Right.
It wasn't the book was because of, I guess that's to me.
And then you went through shit in relationships.
So
yeah,
for better or worse,
I did.
So for better or worse, you still choose.
Really? You couldn't just let that go. You had to. I know. I heard you say it. Yeah.
Did you change your mind on that?
That never turns off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's what makes you great, though.
It's hot for trap turned smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work, you heard. Making fiends leave earth, you heard. Got your baby mama thirst, you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf, you heard.